Hello and welcome to this video on Hustle Castle, the Red Dragon Treasure. Now this video will be looking at what items and artifacts you should be looking to get, so hopefully you've been saving up your diamonds before seeing this video. Now there's a lot of good stuff here for you to buy, but there's also a lot which are totally overpriced and are no longer useful. I actually did a video on what artifacts are worth going for from a previous event, and this video is here. I'll leave a link for it above and in the description if you want to check it out before seeing this video. It explains what are the best and worst ones to go for, similar to this one basically. Just quickly, if you didn't know, I actually have a pet and diamond giveaway going, which are both separate ones and they're both free to join, and again you can find them in the description. It's certainly worth checking out. So what we're going to do is pick out the top 5 things I think you should go for no matter your throne room level, and then we'll pick 2 more for anyone that's throne room level 9 and below. We'll also cover which ones are the worst ones to go for and are going to be a total waste of your diamonds. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do to get the best information in my opinion for these types of situations, so you know what to not waste your diamonds on in the future. So we're going to be starting off with what I think are the best ones, and we're going to start off at number 1, and that is going to be the Unpleasant Surprise. This artifact will be amazing at any throne room level. Just try and put it on a tank so to allow it to be used as much as possible. Not only does a random enemy swap to your side for 2 seconds, the enemy have to attack that person first before your team, basically allowing you to heal up, resurrect, deal some damage back before they can switch back, and that can be a big advantage in any team setup. The second choice, number 2, will be the Punisher. Now to a lot of people this might not be so high up on the list, but I am a really big fan of trying to kill the enemy archers before they can do a lot of damage. So I feel this can really help towards that, especially against the Bane. You don't want them staying alive for too long, otherwise you could easily lose the battle just by keeping those people alive. The third choice is going to be the Concentration of Wrath Orb. You'll see a lot of the top players using insta-kill Pala Mages, but this one also comes with a little extra damage which you won't actually find that often, and this can give you an edge over anyone else that's using insta-kill weapons. The fourth choice is going to be a bit specific towards the Shadow Fighter and Legionnaire. If you like either of these ones and you're using them, I would highly recommend going for the Angel of Justice gear. This will be mainly for the 50% magic damage reduction, which can actually be a really big difference if you think with the amount of people that use the Dino wand, and taking that amount of reduced damage will keep them alive for that much longer and make it really hard for the enemy to kill you. Again, for the final choice, this is again if you only use a Shadow Fighter and like using them, and that's for the Sharp Joke Dagger. This in turn with the Punisher artifact I mentioned before will get rid of any archers at the back of the map because it has this extra damage at the burst. Then if you're getting low on health again there's more damage, and it will keep them alive for just that bit longer so they can do that damage and kill off those archers. Now here's something interesting which many people haven't actually been speaking about. Don't you find it weird that the Angel Wand isn't actually on the Angel event list? Now, I know it was a bit OP, but I'm still surprised Hustle Castle didn't just try and put 10,000 diamonds for it and just get a big payout from it, knowing them that they actually just want your money. Very surprised they kind of skipped over that. That was a very strong item. Anyways, moving for throne room 9 people and below, there are 2 items which I think are going to be worth it for you. The Friend of the Seas artifact. This is in first place because a lot of teams won't have the same burst damage as throne room 10 or 11 teams. And this can actually counter the Dino wand from being as effective because you can heal everybody up soon after they've actually taken the damage. You can also add a rune to this which will allow you to resurrect an ally every single time it works, so just bear that in mind. That can actually be an awesome item if you've got the rune for it. The second choice will be the Fire Dragon Egg. Yes, the numbers will be a little weaker for your throne room level, but just listen to this for throne room level 11. If there were 6 people on the field, they would take a total of 60,000 damage just straight away. And within 10 seconds, after that the enemy team as a whole would take another 150,000 damage. The reason that it's not on the top spot for throne room level 11 is because 10 seconds is just a long time, and that's not actually a huge amount of damage when you consider the whole team. Especially when teams have over 3 million health, and even one Darkula 6 piece can heal 33,000 health every 3.5 seconds, so it's just not enough damage. But for throne room 9 and below, there won't be any Darkulas, unless they're cheating of course, but there won't be that many people using Darkula 6 pieces. And heroes will be quite basic, so that won't be a problem either. So the damage the Dragon Egg produces will be a great benefit to your team. Just before moving on to the worst things to buy, make sure you get subscribed because I'll be going into these talents and explaining how they work and the best ways to go about them to actually getting these legendary talent totems for the best squads possible. So let's have a look at the worst items you can go for. So what we're going to do is scroll down and say which ones are terrible to pick and which ones you should avoid at all costs. But let's face it, even spending 3,400 diamonds on the cheapest item that can help your team is not really going to be worth paying for, especially if it's not that good. So starting from the top, we've got the Wisdom Wand, the Agility Bow. Again, there's not just good enough to actually go for. You've got the Happy Pendant Amulet. I mean, this one hasn't even got any abilities, so please don't spend your actual diamonds on this because that's not going to be worth it. You've also got the Wizard outfit, which again, that's basically like having an artifact and an armor, but that again isn't actually good enough to be worth anything because you've got other armors that have abilities that are going to be much better than this one. So these two are actually okay to go for. This whole lineup I really wouldn't touch. You could go for the Scroll of Summoning. That's got its benefits, which I have said in the previous video, but with these three, definitely don't go for, they're just not worth it. Now, the Great Royal Challenge actually has got some good items. Now, the ones to avoid would be the Archangel Ring. Now, with this one, it does deal a little bit extra damage, but this is Thromium 11 stuff, and it's just not going to be good enough the extra amount of damage, especially for those diamonds. You can find better rings that do that, and the good ones actually do come with extra health normally, so that's really not going to be one to actually purchase. The Valor of Plate Mail, again, yes, your person's going to heal from archer attacks, but again, there are plenty better armors than that. So we're going to scroll past these ones, like, again, Wisdom outfit, that's not too bad. And with these artifacts, each one are okay, not a problem. Anyone that you actually pick could still be a benefit to yourself, but again, they're not really the primary ones you should be looking for. So on this page, these ones have some expensive artifacts. Now, this one, the Chain Lighting, do avoid. If you really want to get it, if you're happy sitting at level 85 or below, you know, that Thromium 9 and below, this one can actually be quite good. It's not too bad. 22,000 damage is obviously what we're looking at, and that Thromium level 11, be a little bit less for yourself. But when you're talking like people have over 300,000 health, and that's like good mages, that really just doesn't cut it anymore. So anything else? Oh yeah, the Lunar Dragon Ring, avoid that. Again, the stats are not very good. The Lunar Amulet, again, the health benefits are just not enough for worth your money, and there are going to be better events for it anyway. I'm surprised that they've missed out some of the good ones. So yeah, that's kind of all the worst ones I would avoid. Anything else are okay if you really fancy it. It does depend on your team setup and what you're looking to get out of this, but I've already told you the best ones. They're some of the ones to avoid, and yeah, we'll take that away. Anyways, that was my take on this dragon appearance, but what is the best item to go for in your opinion? It's always great to know what you all think and seeing if any of them actually made it into my top 5 list. And are you looking forward to the next rune event, which shouldn't be too far away, or is it just another grind you was hoping to avoid? I'm really hoping they add runes for the soul items, otherwise they'll just start overlapping old runes, but we'll just have to wait and see for that. Anyways, thank you for watching this Hustle Castle video on the Red Dragon, and I really hope to see you in the next one.